Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the eTeam Sponsor webinar for the month of June 2024. Can you believe it? We're already 6 months into the year. Academic years are wrapping up, and we are getting ready for the next academic year. 24-25 academic year is right in front of us. But before we take some vacations, some well-earned time off, we're going to take you through the last webinar of the academic year. Today, what are you going to walk away with? Well, we're going to focus on Elite. Elite at eTeam Sponsor is defined as unquestionably the best, and we're going to give you the best elite practices for fall fundraising. So athletic directors, fall sport coaches, all of you college coaches that run your campaigns and fundraisers in the fall, we got the elite processes and product best practices that we're going to walk through with you here today. We at eTeam Sponsor talk a lot about the 3 E's. The 3 E's are easy, effective, and expertise. You are going to see that foundationally be a part of everything that we cover today. And boy, am I excited. You're going to have an opportunity to hear from some of your peers. We've got baseball coaches to athletic directors to assistant ADs and individual sport coaches like volleyball and football. So we're going to cover it all. You're going to hear from the best of the best that do it at the high school, 2-year college, and 4-year college level. Really excited for you to hear that. But as we get into it, we'll talk a little bit more about our mission. Here at eTeam Sponsor, we want to unlock opportunity for student athletes, their coaches, and athletic departments all across the country. And in order for us to do that, we've got to help you raise the most amount of money in the least amount of time. And that really brings us to our focus, our purpose, and priority. Our focus at eTeam Sponsor is to create the unquestionably best elite fundraising platform for high schools, 2-year colleges, and 4-year colleges to fundraise for both athletics and their activities. As we look back at the 23-24 academic year, very proud of what we've been able to accomplish, but we're very excited about where we're headed into the future. And I think as we talk about what that looks like, our purpose really comes into play. Our purpose is to help you raise the most amount of money in the least amount of time. Our people, they're the best in the fundraising business. Our product, like we said, it's unquestionably the best. And that married with our process, 14 years of doing this, is creating a path for programs to be able to raise $800 per participant. Yes, we said that, $800 per participant. And that's what our panel is going to discuss here with us today. So as we tee it up for our client panel, I want to say thank you for jumping on today. Again, really excited for you to hear from your peers in terms of the best practices for fall fundraising. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and kick it over to our list of panels that we will introduce now. We're pleased to be joined by Ryan Partridge, assistant football coach and newly lamented athletic director, Cardinal Newman High School in West Palm Beach, Florida. Ryan, what's going on?
What's up, Sean? Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, it's good to see you, man. You're a veteran to this, man. You've been on the podcast. We've done it in person. We've done it over Zoom. This will be easy for you. So, hey, man, thanks for jumping on. These webinars are really important for us. We want to make sure people can take away some things here, action items. Hey, go bring this to the school that they're at and try it out. So, for those football coaches out there, let's start there first. You've been a part of eTeam Sponsor in this family here for a number of years, different institutions. What best practices would you share with football coaches heading into the fall that are going to be kicking off their fundraising?
Yeah, obviously I helped run the football one, but I also helped like a lot of our other teams launch theirs too, just because I don't know if passionate about eTeam sports or eTeams is the right thing, but like I believe in it. And the biggest thing for me is like understanding the product and understanding the reach of who you're trying to raise money from. And like just the simple sheet that you give it, like follow the sheet and like really like explain, like, yes, you hop on with one of your sales reps and they're gonna pitch like show your students how to run through this process. That's an absolute must. I've had coaches that are trying to just do it on their own. We'll handle it. No, you got to do it with them, because like it gets done right then. Like, for instance, the baseball team. They want to just kind of run with it on their own. We'll fill in the sheets. We'll turn them in, blah, blah. No. So they get in the cafeteria. Bailey gets on with them, and he walks them through the whole entire process. Well, one kid goes, I'm going to link this to my TikTok because he's got like hundreds of thousands of followers. And they just start see money flowing in. By the end of that 20 minutes, they already had $7,000. But the biggest thing is like if the coach can understand the process too, and kind of, because if the E-teams person is selling to these kids, like there's no relationship there. But like if the coach actually believes in it and can literally walk around, help them, and like be helpful in the process of getting the emails in, getting the phone numbers in, and explaining to them like, guys, we're not trying to do the people in this community. We're trying to get your uncle in Iowa that owns the farm, your grandma in California, like and understand the idea of it. This is not necessarily a community focused sponsorship, but like more of a broader one, because we hit, these schools, especially private schools,
hitting up all the locals.
We're hitting these people over and over again, asking them for money. We can't hit them with this one. We've got to hit a broader spectrum. And I think if the coach really understands that and just does it one time, like that baseball team, you'll see how fast the money comes in.
That's awesome. As a implementation standpoint, so you guys raised $150,000 for athletics just in the 23-24 academic year. So congratulations, great job. As you look back on that, what would you say was really the key to success or the best practice that you'll say, hey, going into the 24-25 academic year, we're going to do this again?
Yeah. So the first thing is, I wasn't the head athletic director. I was an assistant athletic director and helped obviously with the operations of the football program. The first thing he did, because he knew I had experience, is that he tabbed me as like, you're the E-teams guy. Let's make sure all the programs do it.
Okay.
So like I had a focus like, okay, I'm going to make as much money as possible on this thing for our programs. And it was an absolute must for every single program to do. So if they did not do it, like they were talked to about it, and it was put in their coach's profile. And then, so I think I'm losing track of my thought, but I think, if an athletic director, an athletic department, or a coach can, like, the head coach super busy, the head athletic director super busy. If you can find someone that is in your help stream that can drive this thing, because it's important. We made $150,000 this year. Like that is a huge chunk of coin for fundraising and helps us so much. And then when I knew that a team was launching, I would show up to the first part of the launching 5-10 minutes before Bailey or whoever would get on a Zoom with our team and like kind of pump them up pre-snap.
Right.
Like, guys, this is real. Like, and I would always first team to launch football. We made $52,000. So, I would one challenge them,
yeah,
and let them know like this is real, and you'll see the impact right away. Like you will see the dollar amount grow before you leave this meeting.
Yeah.
Then the other thing is, like for football, we had 3 top prizes: Xbox, Dolphins tickets and parking passes, and Dre Duck the headphones thing. Whoever got first place, whoever raised the most money, he got to pick first. Second place, they got to pick second. Third place, they got to pick third. So incentives, like kids won incentives. So I think the first place kid raised like $7,000. So incentive-based, motivating, challenge them, and like be another face that has relationships with these guys rather than just straight to you guys on the Zoom. Like just have an advocate for your program.
Pleasure to be joined by Ryan Schott. He is the head women's volleyball coach and the Associate Athletic Director at Lakeland University in Wisconsin. Ryan, good morning. How are you?
I'm great, Sean. Thank you. It's actually sunny in Wisconsin, so I'm excited.
There you go. All right, man. Good deal. Well, summer's upon us, and everyone's wrapping up the 23-24 academic year, and we're going to talk about some best practices for fall of 24 and getting us into the 24-25 academic year. So let's start off with this. I mean, you guys have been partnered with us for a number of years now, over $400,000 raised for your athletic department. What really stood out to me is last fall, the athletic department had 9 sports launch all in the fall. So maybe we could start kind of zoom out big picture. How do you guys approach fundraising in the fall with your athletic programs?
Yeah, so we start in basically per year. We usually start in June or July, just talking with our head coaches, and especially new head coaches. We have turnover, Division III, small school. So we got a lot of new coaches, just explaining them what you guys do for us. It's become so easy. I'm not going to lie. It's just so easy as a head coach it takes 1 5-minute phone call and then getting you guys on board with the team, the different teams. So it basically, we just have head coaches, we tell them, like, pick a time so we're not all on top of each other. You never want to run
Yeah.
football, volleyball, women's basketball, everything at the exact same time because you're just drawing at your different owners. But at the same time, let's plan. So football and volleyball generally go first, and then maybe a month later, we'll run the basketballs and whatnot. But we tell our head coaches it's a very easy way to make money and stay connected to a larger, client base and family base through your teams. So, whether certain teams like our tennis teams might make a smaller amount, whereas us, we're pretty committed to doing it from we use the dollars to travel. So it's just clarity in the roles, making sure that the head coaches know how easy it is and just what they have to do. Because again, from an AD perspective, head coach, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, I just want to coach, I want to coach. Well, correct. But you also want a nice boss. You don't want to be eating McDonald's or pizza every week. You want to get an extra practice shirt or a Nike dry fit or, whatever it is that you're gunning for. And for this, very small amount of time that they have to spend, it's worth it. And that's what starts the ball rolling. Of course, we get them in touch with one of you guys, whomever's going to be their person. For me, it's an easy phone call. I worked with John for years. And you get to learn each other. Hey, when are we going to do it? We set the date, boom, it's done. Cool. And now we're to the point where our girls even know that they need to come in the fall with their 20 plus names and email addresses and addresses. They know, so they just come in with it, and they know. For us, it's the first Monday of every season at 2:00.
So what we're doing.
Yeah, this is what we do. We get the big screen so that we can see whomever we're working with from ETS that year and slap them up on the screen. And it would take me hours to do what the girls do in about 8 minutes. And all of a sudden, it's just so much fun to see the girls' reaction when they're putting in names and the first donation comes in while they're still putting on names.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's become a competition, like, who's going to be the first one? How much money is it going to be? And then boom, it pops up on the board, and they kind of get excited.
If you were going to be speaking to, let's say, another associate athletic director, maybe that somebody, whether it's a Division II school or an NAI school, maybe that has kind of that development type role, maybe focuses a little bit more in fundraising, or just another athletic director, same type of role you're at a Division III school. What advice would you give them when it comes to trying to get, the entire athletic department on board to help, to raise money and using a tool like eTeam Sponsor?
I'd sort of just ask yourself, why not? There's nothing being hurt, right? We see these high school kids, man, I've got an 8-year-old that plays Little League, and we're selling a card to here, and then they sell cookie, they're sell. And I was a high school coach and we did those things. To college level, we want to be able to give them things without quite that salesman mentality. And a little extra money never hurts. They're saying the private school sector, there's this cliff right now where there's just not as many people graduating high school and going on to college. And so, all right, budgets are going to be a little bit tight. And again, the amount of work is so little for us as an administrator, even as a head coach, and just getting your coaches to understand that it's very little work. I joke, and I shouldn't, that if the football coaches can figure it out, good, we're good to go, right? If they can do it, anyone can do it. So track, tennis, golf.
I'm right there with you. As a former football coach for a long time, trust me, we are the lowest common denominator more often than not. So no, I get it. And I kid with all the football coaches.
Yeah.
I get it. And I think that's great insight. And I think from a best practice, sometimes it's really just getting very, without making it too complicated. It's saying, hey, look, if it's this easy and it's not going to take that much time, and that's really what that's our purpose. Our purpose is to help you guys raise the most money in the least amount of time. So you can go back to doing what you signed up to do, right? To be the coach, to be the associate athletic director. That's what we want to give time back for. So that's great insight. We talk about best practices and things that we want to share that could be impactful and meaningful for either non-clients or current clients. Looking at over the years, every year you've raised a little bit more money. And now it's, now you're getting up into the 20s and $30,000 raised each year. I noticed too, it looks like maybe in 2022 at the end of the season, you guys did a small campaign at that point too. It's great. It would be great to hear from you. Just how do you go about instituting this? What are maybe, if there's other baseball coaches that are listening, what would you share with them in terms of some best practices as to how you've been so successful in helping to raise, more money each year?
Right. We do it with volleyball, men's and women's rodeo, and baseball. Okay. When those packets go out from my secretary at this time of the year, they go out in June of the to-do list. A lot of times with freshmen and sophomores, if you wait till they get to campus, you're not going to get a real good contact list. But if you can get it home and mom, dad help fill that out and send it back, and they actually send it back with their housing, their applications, their transcripts, everything that we require of them. One of the things we require is the E-team contact form. Now, when they show up in the fall, and usually it's the first week, second or third day, we'll set up for the campaign to start.
Great.
And we will get all of the guys in one room, all of the ladies in one room. We'll hand the sheets out to them. That way they don't lose them. And now not only the sheets, but you've made it so easy for them just to go through their contact list on their phone. And even from when we started the first year, I'm not sure what you're doing with your software, but it's made it easier to reach more people. And I think that's a lot of the reason that our income from our campaigns have gone up.
As you're you're going to be back at the high school level here soon, but just baseball coaches overall across the country, if you were talking to a baseball coach and you were going to share with them, hey, this is the single one or two different things that I'd recommend if you're going to look to fundraise with E-team sponsor, here's how I would recommend you go about doing it.
I'm not sure, unless you're at a Power 5 Division I, I'm not sure of any baseball coaches or programs that can't use the extra money.
Yeah.
It's just everybody's trying to get better. Facilities over the years. You said you played it in North Carolina.
UNC Greensboro, yeah.
The stadium at Mississippi State now compared to the stadium at Duty Noble in 1979, night and day. Facilities, equipment. You know, one of the things that I didn't tell you, the communication from the dugout now, E-teams, the campaign money this last year bought that. So everybody's got the communication system.
Great.
You know, for an old guy, you still like to flip the signs, but that's just not how it's done anymore.
Are you guys using the? Are you guys using the wristbands, or are you guys doing the?
We're doing the wristbands.
Okay, got it.
Our pitcher and catcher wear them on their wrist. Our position guys put them on the belt.
So, well, Coach, we really appreciate you hopping on. Congratulations on 42 years of service. That's incredible. Definitely, we'll be following your path back to Mississippi and be closer to the grandkids and have some fun coaching a little high school ball.
It's going to be a great adventure. It's all about relationships. And the last thing, thank you guys again for what you've done for us here at WCJC.
You're welcome. It is our pleasure. That's what we aim to do. We aim to be elite and fundraise more. And if we're helping you raise more money, we know that empowers you to do the best, you know, for the most in your program. So great to hear, Coach. Again, thank you so much for popping on, and we'll look forward to catching up with you down the road.
Sounds good. Y'all have a great day.
You as well.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kayla Johnson, and I'm the Client Solutions Manager as well as a Team Funder Account Manager here at E-Team Sponsor. I've been with the company for almost 3 years now, and in my time here, I've seen many programs benefit from using E-Team Sponsor. Here at E-Team Sponsor, our simple process is easy, effective, and it comes with our expertise, which empowers your program to raise more money in less time. With our Team Funder product, you can get a fundraiser going in 30 minutes or less. At E-Team Sponsor, we are all coaches and or former athletes, so we understand that on top of fundraising, you also have 100 other things that you need to get done for your program. We pride ourselves on an easy and effective process that allows you and your athletes to focus on your season. Our user interface, built with both athletes and coaches in mind, is easy to navigate, giving your program every tool it needs to surpass its fundraising goals. With E-Team Sponsor, not only are you saving time, but you're raising more money. On average, our fundraisers raise 2 to 4 times more than our competitors. There's also no upfront cost to use our Team Funder product, and unlike our competitors, there are no hidden fees when you fundraise with us. When using our Team Funder product, we do not even charge you credit card fees, and we never rely on donor tips. At E-Team Sponsor, we also don't cap your fundraising efforts at 30 days. When using Team Funder, it's best practice to actually let your fundraiser run for 90 days, at least. We typically see programs raise $5,000 more in days 31 through 90. And by limiting your fundraiser to 30 days, you're leaving money on the table. And the best part is you do not have to wait 90 days to receive your funds, as we will deposit the funds directly into your bank account monthly. We also use a 256-bit encryption and are PCI compliant to keep your donor data safe, something we take extremely seriously. Raising money with E-Team Sponsor also comes with our expertise. We have 14 years of experience in the fundraising game and have helped your teams raise over $200 million. Our support model is unlike any other, as you'll be working with a rep that has walked a mile in your shoes and understands the needs and wants of your program. Always leading with a relationship-first mentality, we are here with you every step of the way. Now I'm going to dive into a couple of new features that will help your program raise more money in less time. For donors, we have made it ridiculously easy to give by now accepting Apple Pay and Google Pay, as well as integrating with Stripe. For athletes, we have made it easier than ever to reach potential supporters through the development of our launch day scoreboard. Our launch day scoreboard makes your launch more competitive and interactive by tracking your athletes' participation and allowing them to earn points along the way. We are seeing participation continue to drive way up during these launch meetings, and teams are raising significantly more money faster. Thank you so much for listening. We look forward to delivering an elite fundraising experience for your program.
Thank you, Kayla, our Client Solutions Manager here at E-Team Sponsor, AKA the Webinar Woman. Holding it down again. Thank you so much for sharing what you did. I know that that's definitely going to help our clients that are currently looking at getting the most out of our platform, and did a great job sharing that here. As we look to wrap up the webinar here, we want to say thank you to our panel, to both Ryans. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise. To Coach Case, who we know is going to be setting sail into the retirement sunset. He won't be too far from the baseball field, but I definitely want to wish him all the best. I want to say thank you again for joining the panel and sharing best practices that we know are impacting the two-year college landscape, specifically for baseball programs. So again, we trust that you were able to take some of the best practices from your peers today. Really our intent and goal here is to make sure that this is impactful and meaningful. It impacts you in a positive way, but it's meaningful enough what our panel and Kayla share throughout the course of our webinar that you're going to take that back and actually put that into action. And if we do that, then we know that we're helping, again, accomplish our mission as a company, which is to unlock opportunity through the most trusted fundraising experience possible. So thank you again to our panel. Thank you to Kayla. We trust that this was informational, helpful, again, impactful, and meaningful for you. So as we look to wrap up the 23-24 academic year, we'll be signing off. I'm your host, Sean Connors, co-founder and CEO with eTeam Sponsor. Have a great rest of your academic year as you wrap up, and a great vacation. And we'll see you guys when we get back in July. Until then, be elite, fundraise more.